What's up, guys? How's everyone doing today? Hopefully, you're doing well. It is Thursday, June 11th at 9 a.m. here in Sydney, Australia. We're getting close now. We have a lot of stuff happening right in front of us. We have boxing in less than 24 hours. We have a big weekend of boxing ahead. There's a lot of cards. We're going to go over the odds today. We're going to look at all the books. I know I woke up this morning with a bunch of messages about method of victories, a lot of questions about some fights, some obscure fights that I may or may not have on our book. So we'll go over that. All the JSB insiders, the either on Patreon or YouTube. There's 6 tickets that are live, 3 boxing, 3 UFC. So we'll also talk about the UFC today, the big White House card. There's 7 fights on that card. We have our dog of the week on that card. There's a triple, and then I think I might have done one other one. So we'll take a look at all the tickets that are live. I'm still waiting for odds to drop and props to drop so I could create. We're gonna still a moonshot parlay. I just need odds, and then I've given you a short parlay. I'm still kind of looking to see if there's a dog to play. We have a little bit of time. I have put a parlay up for the Eye of the Tiger, which goes down tomorrow. And I heard that props have opened, so we'll go over that. First and foremost, I want to thank everybody for all the new subscribers. Our YouTube is growing. Our Discord is growing. We're approaching 525 JSB insiders in the Discord. That link that's on the screen right now, I'm going to keep that pinned. It's going to be pinned in the chat. It's a couple bucks a month. You can either join on YouTube to become a JSB insider or on Patreon. Whichever way you join, that gives you access to our world famous professional betting academy. It's not just the Discord has grown in such a way since August. In August, it was just join the Discord. These are my picks. Since August, we're going on 10 months. August will be our 1-year anniversary. We'll be 1 year old. It's become a betting community. We have betting sharps in all of our pro sports, and I'm going to show you guys what that looks like. This morning, I had 3 separate inquests about, Johnny, what's the Discord like? How do I gain access? So I figure I'm going to take a couple minutes to show you guys. So I'm going to join the Discord. If you're watching this, I'm going to this video on my playlist. The link is on my channel, and it's also going to be pinned in the live chat if you're watching this live. So this is the Discord. I'm going to show you a little behind the scenes. I'll remove my head real quick. Okay. So as you can tell, we're at 525, right? Our main channels, boxing and MMA. Now, as you're going to see in the next few minutes, the value of becoming a JSB insider, the value goes way past just seeing who I'm picking. That's just one element. There's guys and girls in our Discord who are sharps in boxing, who do breakdowns and analyses of all these fights. It's not just me. We have the NBA Finals going on. This is Game 3 that's happening in an hour. I'm going to show you the NBA channel. There's NBA sharps. We have Major League Baseball sharps. We have the World Cup, which starts tomorrow. Action for all you Aussies. We have an AFL channel, an NRL channel. And so we are a professional sports betting community. The couple bucks a month, $5 or $6 a month, whatever the currency changes, whether you're in America or you're Australia, wherever you are in the world, you get access to that. You get access to the over 500 JSB insiders, and we're a growing community. We do our best to have moderators in there so you don't have to deal with trolls. You don't have to deal with people being in there for free. People are paying to be in there, so it's super professional. This is our boxing channel. So Bum Equipment, shout out to Bum. He's one of our OG JSB insiders. He's sharing. He says, this is my solid 2-legger. This is Walter Matthew. He's on the Eye of the Tiger card tomorrow. He's getting a knockout or a stoppage. Jordan Martinez money line. So he likes Jordan to beat Cardenas in the rematch, and you pair that with Wilkins by knockout. You're getting plus 237. I mean, what do we that? I'm not getting the props on Wilkins, but if I was, I would play that. And so this is just an example of what to expect. You know, updated ticker on my end. Let's check out the MMA. So the biggest card is going down in DC, the MMA chat. So it's literally a community. We have our winning tickets. You post your winners. You post your slips. Let's check out our We have a boxing study. Our moderators do a great job of updating week to week. This is a study. So we do surveys. We do polls for how we track how is the fight going to go based on the community voting. And then right before fight night, we release the stats there. NBA channel. So I got action. I'm a prop better for the NBA, so I'm gonna post mine in here today. Major League Baseball, World Cup. Yeah, it's heating up, guys. It's heating up. So if you want to gain access to our professional betting Discord, the JSB Betting Academy with multiple pro sports sharps, click the link that's pinned. It's a couple bucks a month. We're going to get started here. And to all the OG JSB insiders who have allowed us to grow to over 520 VIPs, I say thank you. We're not even a year in. We're just getting started. We have a lot to talk about. Now that we got that out the way, I just wanted to do that because at least 3-4 of you guys this morning sent me messages with inquests. So what I'm going to do is chop that video up and I'm just going to pin it on my YouTube channel. And moving forward, when guys are like, hey, what's the Discord like? Boom, you guys could just watch it. So that's me killing 2 birds with 1 stone. This is we're going to check the odds out real quick. A lot of action, boys and girls. Boots should be a little bit dug in. It's still only Thursday morning, so I'm still not convinced on all of my picks yet. So I can be persuaded if anybody wants to come on and chat about it. I'm going to clear the board. Yesterday on the live, we did put together a double. We did a 2-leg together. So I did post this to our VIPs. We took Cardenas and Martinez. So Arturo Popaga versus Jordan Martinez, the rematch. I took that fight to go the distance at $1.42. Let's see if the odds are still paying. So if you're watching this, you're going to get some free game. Wow, these odds have shifted. Yesterday, Popoca was the favorite. He's the underdog now. That's very interesting. Woo, doggy. Where's my hat at? I might have to get the dog hat. Popoca's the dog right now. Ooh, that's interesting. But that's not our play. Here's our play. Will the fight go the distance? So this obviously got smashed because we nailed it yesterday at $1.42. And then for a sneaky double, I took Bomba. Jonathan Gonzalez to beat Abraham Perez. That line has not moved at all. Is this still plus money? It's still plus money. So if you still like this, if you still like Cardenas versus Martinez to go the distance and Bomba on the money line, I got it at plus 117. It's down to plus 101. So it's still even. It's still plus money. You double your money. So we did that yesterday. We're going to build a parlay together on this live stream. We're going to check the props because I want to do a moonshot like we always do. And let's continue. So I'm going to say what's up to you boys now. We're about 8 minutes in. I'm going to get caught up with the chat, and then we'll check the odds, and then I'll take your questions. Youngin, Australia, Sydney Sider, fellow Sydney Sider, we up. JSB, let's go. Nearly the weekend. Oh, yeah, we got, with our betting community, I know I'm excited for Game 4, man. I'm excited to see San Antonio, see if they could tie things up in New York. The worst fans in pro sports, New York Knicks fans. Yes, boom. I know some of you boys are Knicks fans. I get it. You guys have the worst, the most casual fans in all of pro sports. I hope with everything in me you do not win a championship. I've done little seances. I've sprinkled little powders and dusts. I've created little crucifixes all around my house outside. If you see it from a helicopter view, you'll see the New York Knicks with X's and seashells crossed out. I went a little too far. Can I have your thoughts on Evelyn Bermudez? And not yet, Cody, because that's not on my books. Well, you know what, Cody? I gotta do your due. You ask how thou shalt receive. Let me see. I don't know if I'm getting this fight. Evelyn Bermudez. Well, there you go. Cody asks and thou shalt receive. Not on my radar. Evelyn, write this. I'm going to put this in my book. This fight goes down Sunday. Ask me tomorrow, Cody. because I know some of you guys asked me yesterday about so just give Evelyn Bermudez versus Osorio. Okay. Ask me tomorrow, and then I'll have some info for you. Let's move on. Youngin. Floyd Coaching, what's up, buddy? And that's usually the play. Over the last 6 months on the channel, I think a lot of us have been playing along with fighters that we've seen active. We're understanding what promotions mean. We're understanding what A-sides mean. We know what the Texas Commission means with Texas fighters. You know when Gabby Fedora fights, you're looking for the knockout. Mehmet Unal is one of these guys. Now, I'm pretty sure I'm not getting the props, but I'll have a look. I think he's in there with a guy. He's a massive favorite, but he's in there with one of these guys that's super durable. Kongola. Okay. So the props have dropped. $1.34. When I was looking at Kongola's tape, give me 1 second. So we've seen him before. You've watched this guy fight before. He's not that big. He's not that big, and he's kind of old. 38 years old now, 18-3. Swiss. Yeah, the knockouts highly in play here. This will be his first fight. 2026. He's coming up. He last fought at super middle. 38 years old. Yeah, that's the play. So they're still not matching Nunu that tough. $1.34. I mean, decent parlay piece. It's always fun. This is the first of me learning that our props have opened up for Eye of the Tiger. So last weekend, if you were playing along, we did a 4-leg Eye of the Tiger knockout prop parlay, and it was paying plus 600, and the first 3 hit, and we were looking like we were in good shape. And then the Albert Ramirez fight took place. So something that I've learned, and that knockout prop parlay for me, I usually have a rule of I never put more than 2 knockouts, unless it's a moonshot parlay. I never put more than 2 knockouts on one prop, on one parlay. I got greedy last week. So let's see. Let's see if they're giving us all the other fights. Okay, so I do like Uno by knockout here. It's just the way it's the way of the land right now with Eye of the Tiger and how they're matching these guys up. Chabot, we getting decision. I would take Thomas on points there. I'm not getting props on Thomas Chabot. I like him on points there. Moreno Fondoro, we know what he brings to the table. I'm not getting props on that. That sucks. No props. Maybe tomorrow. Or maybe tonight. Boudouin points. Yeah, so maybe if you take Layla on points, she's really aggressive. I'd have to look at Paulina Angel. Eye of the Tiger rings are going to be traditionally real small. Layla Boudouin's a big girl for the division, muscular, aggressive. So I'm not, it might be a wild card bet to throw the knockout. I don't know. I have to look at tape. I'm just doing I'm kind of just riffing to see these props firsthand. I haven't seen these yet. Wilkins Matthew versus Skiva. That's interesting. So I think of the Eye of the Tiger fights with the props, this would be the most interesting one. Esquiva's a 36, 37-year-old Brazilian fighter. We know Wilkins Mathieu. Wilkins Mathieu. Dude, the French accent sometimes. If it's not a hot French girl from Paris talking to me and I'm having to do... Side rant. I once had a small business with a couple French dudes. It was a video production business. Around the pandemic, we were doing documentaries. The worst dudes to do business with, mate. French dudes. And oh god. And I don't talk bad. Hopefully they're doing well in their life, but it was not a good experience for me. So whenever I watch his name is Wilkins Matthew. Why are we bullshitting? It's Wilkins Matthew. They Wilkins Matthew Matthew. Wilkins Matthew Matthew. I fucking hate that name. That's the prop to play. Esquiva has never been stopped. Wilkins is one of these guys who's super aggressive. If he doesn't get this stoppage early, I don't think he gets the stoppage. I might play with the points. I'm not sure yet. I got time. It's worth looking at. I know you know Esquiva Fakal is older. He's 32-2, never been stopped. I kind of off jump. I mean, trending wise and where the Tiger what they think they have with Matthew, it would say knockout. But I mean, it's hard to knock him. We'll see. Let me know what your thoughts on that is. Is anybody playing the points on Matthew? Johnny, how we feel about TR Brown decision? I don't. Do we see TR Brown knocking people out? I don't mind the points. Let's see if we're getting it. Oh man, you guys! I woke up with all the props. I went to bed with no props. Now I'm waking up with all the props. When is this fight? All right, just give me another day. You guys are gonna see me a lot. Look, I'm gonna be doing. Give me another day. Just because these props just opened up in my book, I don't want to do it impulsive. I could give you my read. Obviously, my instinctive read would say TR on points, but you never know. Sometimes when we uncover that onion, we look at our opponent, we watch film study, we see, we have to see what sort of shape the opponent is in. I don't want to impulsively give you my actual prediction, but off jump, it would be TR on points. I went to bed last night, like I said, not knowing any of these odds. We only had the money line odds. Matthew, Youngin, appreciate you. What did you say the other day on Thomas Chabot? We talked about Chabot, right? They're both of these guys. San Pedro will make it rough, and that's about it. Yeah, Chabot's the A side. Chabot's the eye of the tiger. Pick the A side. I got Chabot on a sneaky half unit. Full transparency, I have Chabot on a half unit short parlay that I gave the boys. I put together a 5-legger. 4 of the 5 pieces are Eye of the Tiger A sides. The other 5th piece is Auntie Turon, Auntie Alif. And so it's a plus money short parlay, 5-leg, half unit, get us in the win column. So I have small action on Chabot. Bam, money line, fight to go the distance. Cardenas, Martinez, Taporia, money line, over 5.5. Yeah, so Rodrigo, why even play the Bam money line fight? Like it based on odds. Why even put it? We talked about this yesterday. If you guys play crypto, my crypto app, if ever I'm trading, so I use crypto.com, okay? I use this one. Ask app, no, crypto baskets. Basically this one, right? So if I'm trading, I don't play a lot. I have some money in there, a little bit. I've been for about a decade just transferring, some Ethereum, Bitcoin, something, some memes if they nothing too serious. So if in the transfer there's like small amounts of currency left over, they call it crypto dust, like the change basically. The Bama Rodriguez on the money line is like dust. There's nothing there. So if the OCD in me, like if you guys were ever to come to my house and I like order in my life. I work off of like optically, I work off of a schedule. I wake up at the same time, I train, I eat twice a day at the same time, I go to bed at the same time. That's my order. Now, visually, I'm clean. You see my kitchen, everything's neat. My bathroom's neat. As soon as I wake up, it's in my second published book. I write about the importance of making your bed before you leave the bedroom to get your day started. There's psychology behind this about what we see in our life. If it's in order, even if we've had a bad day, it'll help us keep the right mindset. When I'm making parlays, that sort of order, having Bam on the money line kind of is like, it doesn't fit that for me. So when you have somebody who's such a massive favorite, why even put that on the parlay to get what, $1 off of $100? So I would just cut that off. I do have action, full transparency. I have a live play with Arturo and Martinez to go the distance. I just woke up to see Arturo as the dog. I might jump on Arturo as the dog, and he might be my dog of the week. I went to bed last night. He was the favorite. You give me Arturo a plus money now in a rematch that's also 10 rounds in a fight that I have money line, I have distance action on. So I do like that. Ilya Taporia money line, it's a little bit better. I think, what are you getting, like 20 bucks on $100 bet on Taporia? So that adds a little bit of juice to your parlay, which isn't the end of the world. Over 1.5. That fight could end early. So you're expecting this fight, Justin versus Ilya, to go deep into the second round. Ooh, I mean, you got Justin's a grappler. I mean, he wrestled in college. This fight's going to happen on their feet. So you think it's going to take Ilya 7.5 minutes to figure out Justin? That's a risky bet. Plus 119. That's how I feel about that. So Thomas Chabot moneyline, Wilkins Matthew knockout. So right now, FJ, Chabot moneyline, Mamet knockout. Is that a sneaky soccer? Did you throw a sneaky World Cup Mexico in there, my man? I like your swag. Look how FJ threw a sneaky little Mexico money line in there, the big fella. I can't wait for the World Cup to start. You know how we always talk trash about boxing casuals? I'm a soccer casual. I watch once every 4 years during the World Cup, and I get excited about it. I'm on Team Argentina. Let's go, baby. Let's go, Argentina. That's who I picked to win it. I just love the blue and whites. I love that powder. That's how big of a casual I am. And what got me in the World Cup was the year, I talked about this a couple of live streams ago, the year Germany played the Netherlands, I think, in the Final Four or the knockout round, when the Netherlands had Robin and Van Persie, and they were just, the style of play was just gorgeous. They were just artistic out there, and they're playing this Germany team who is literally the total opposite. They're super defensive minded. They're not artistic, but they're sound. They make zero mistakes. They don't take any risks. And this is from my casual. I'm watching this soccer game take place. I'm like, holy shit. And at the time I had watched the LA Galaxy play. This is when the Brit Beckham came over to LA. I was living in Long Beach. This would have been 2007, 2008. Beckham's playing for the Galaxy, and the LA Galaxy was doing this Mexican tour. So all the teams from the Mexican League, like Michoacan, it was Michoacan against LA Galaxy in the little Home Depot Center in Carson, California, with I think it was 3,000 people. It was freaking amazing. And then in 2014, when I was living in Sydney, I got to see Tottenham. Tottenham's my favorite British team, up the Hotspurs. Because I saw them live against Sydney FC in Sydney in front of 80,000 people. Mate, one of my all-time goals, bucket list, is to go to the UK and see one of these soccer games in front of those crowds. That'd be amazing. Dude, the energy of that crowd chanting, boy, let's go. What do you think of this lock? I don't believe in locks, though, by the way, brother. No in gambling, guys, there's no such thing as a lock. The minute we start gambling and thinking that it's a lock, you'll see my live streams will be done from the street corner. I'm out here hot wiring, bootlegging electricity from a telephone pole. I'm missing a tooth. I'm listening to R. Kelly on my Walkman. There ain't no such thing as locks. For going to bet Bam 5.5. That's my heaviest bet right now this week. Full train. I've talked about my lightest bets, like the 5-leg short parlay, half a unit, right? I have my largest sum of money on Bam and Antonio to go over 5.5. I like I think a lot of people are disrespecting Antonio just for the hate. We win it today. We gotta embrace it. We gotta embrace it. What am I missing? Say no more, Johnny boy. Big Kappa. I thought we was homies. You know, I thought we was you know, saying this. You know, come on, man. You know, I'm out here just clowning. Did you guys not see the videos of New York fans packing up Spurs fans? I'm watching on the. I'm like, I'm an old head. I'm watching on the internet. You know, them old heads don't say what app. It's not like I was on Instagram. I'm watching on the internet. New York Knicks fans were out there packing up Spurs fans after game 3. Boy, cats were getting murked, hit over the head with clubs, wallets taken, dudes were getting packed up. All because all because the Knicks played like trash and the refs were horrible too. The Knicks need Cat to play good, but I like the defensive adjustments the Spurs made with Cat in terms of not playing Wemby on the perimeter and keeping Wemby down and putting some of their guards on Cat and then forcing that switch during the transition. What else? I think Cat needs to score double-digit points. I mean, what did he have? I think he had 7 points in Game 3. I think that the Spurs look if the Spurs get out and the Knicks allow Steph Castle to control the tempo of that first half, the Spurs, dude, how the first quarter starts, man. If Steph Castle gets cooking like off jump, has one of these sort of like 10-point, 4 rebound, 3 assist first quarters, they're going to be tough to beat. He because as Steph Castle goes, then you got Vassell. Vassell, his little sort of Robin. He starts getting off. Don't sleep on Champagny. If Champagny, San Antonio has a lot of little side pieces that are tough to defend on the perimeter. And so New York, obviously, they live and die by their guards. And so we'll see. And I'm a little salty because I'm a Cavs fan and the Knicks beat our ass. So keep that in mind. And I'm a diehard, lifelong Cavs fan. So when I think of the Knicks, I think of like John Starks. I think of Allen Houston. I think of Patrick Ewing. I think of those sort of Knicks teams. Johnny, what do you got for tomorrow? Are we talking soccer? We're Camille. We gotta be specific, Young Money. Are we talking boxing? I the Tiger got the A sides. I the Tiger props we just went over. For sure, I like Mehmet Unal by knockout. I'm kind of torn on if I'm gonna go Walter Matthew by knockout or points based on the props. We still have to put together a moonshot parlay. I think Youngin said he put his moonshot parlay up. We'll check it out. Bam walks right through him. You think so? I don't know, man. I'm just from doing this as long as I've done it, I like giving the benefit of the doubt to the game. It's a good point. Let's talk about it. He says Bam walks right through Antonio Vargas. What I mean by that last statement, as a bettor, I'm not fans of a boxer. Obviously, I'm fans of Bam. He's a joy to watch. But from the content that I create, the minute I start creating content and giving you my perspectives of me being a fan of Bam is the minute I start betting with my heart and not my wallet. Rule number 1 of betting, always bet with your wallet, never bet with your heart, okay? So I always lean on the side of the game, boxing. Bam's never fought at 118 before. Bam's the one moving up. Bam's the smaller dude. He doesn't know what the weight's going to feel like. It's only a few pounds. He's the one vying to be a 3-division world champion. Antonio Vargas is the world champion at 118. He has one loss back in 2019 and sort of a flukish first round. It was an 8-rounder, one punch sort of deal. Undefeated since. Drew against Diego Higa, which is a tough night for anybody. And a lot of people think Antonio won that fight. So Antonio Vargas is a legit champion, legit amateur, came through the American amateur scene. Should have been on your radar for the last 5-6 years. We've been talking about Antonio Vargas every chance we get. He's long, he could punch, he does a lot of things really well. I don't think Bam's going to steamroll him at all. He's a confident champion, and he thinks he's being overlooked. And boxing's a tough sport to just steamroll everybody. It's easy to steamroll people at the beginning, But as you grow, and then look at statistics of fighters going up a division in their first fight. Even these guys with high knockout to win ratios. The most recent one is Benavidez when he moved up from super middleweight to light heavyweight. He had a massive knockout to win ratio, and it took him a couple fights to find the knockout. I'm leaning on that side of the game. I'm not saying Bam's not going to get Vargas out of there. I'm going to say it's going to take him more than 6 rounds. And the cowboy in me might play the distance. That's all I'm saying. My only play on that fight as we speak, though, is the over 5.5. Yeah, Vargas got slept already 7 years ago. That I don't count that. He was a little baby, and it was kind of one of these. It happens in boxing, man. We've seen Bam get his jaw broken before. In other boxing commissions, they could have stopped that fight. Bam could easily have a knockout loss on his record, a TKO. In other commissions, the doctor comes in, they check the jaw, they do the jaw test, they see he can't bite. Oh, they wave it up. That could have been a stoppage. We've seen Bam dropped before, have to pick himself up. So what I'm saying is, it's not like we're watching it. And Bam came up from 108. He's a small dude. So it's not like we're talking about some indestructible force who's invincible, who's never been touched before, who's never lost a round before. Yeah, he's fun. His name, Jesse Rodriguez. Isn't, I'm always hesitant for, 26-year-old to herald them as the greatest thing of all time. He has a fight on his hands. Antonio Vargas is a legit champion. Mehmet Uno opponent got knocked out. He's considerably. Yeah, we looked into that. Mehmet knockout, I'm signing off on. Mehmet Uno opponent been stopped before. Yeah, I agree. John McGanna. I feel bad for my Knicks fans. Hopefully you guys know, if you're new to the channel, it's all love. I'm clowning. I grew up in a town where, in a time period where we clown each other. So I'm always clowning. We up. Let's go. Can you dive into Martinez versus Cardenas? Just rewatch the first fight. Jordan won. Yeah, Jordan did win that fight easy. He got off to a hot start. He dropped Popoka early. Now, he was a 6-1 underdog in that fight. When I watched the first fight, I know you might not have been an insider at the time, but we streamed it in our Discord. The two things that I remember the most about that first fight was, A, the crowd. Was like, holy shit. I couldn't remember off the top of jump that a 6-1 dog as the B-side in a fight had the crowd. The crowd was feral for Jordan Martinez against Cardenas. It was crazy. And that was from the walkouts. We were like, oh, what is this? And then the second thing was his hand speed. I was like, holy shit, dude, this kid thinks that he's going to win. Now, as that fight started, going into the mid to later rounds, the first fight was a 10-rounder, ended in a draw. Martinez dropped him early. I did feel that Cardenas started off slow. And I think from like the 6th round onwards, he was figuring out the speed and the timing, and he was having better success. I do agree with you. I feel Jordan won that first fight. Now, going into the second fight, the only action I have on this fight is the distance. I got it at $1.44. I went to bed last night. Cardenas was the favorite. Now he's the underdog. That changes a lot of things from a betting perspective, because what do we always do? Our goal is to find value. Our goal is to win, find value. Popoka as the A side, Robert Garcia fighter, executing a game plan. He has all the skills. He's going to have to operate a little bit differently early with his game plan to mitigate the speed. And Jordan Martinez isn't a puncher. So that knockdown was kind of like, it was a flash knockdown. Neither guy has big punching capability in each punch. And they've already gone 10 rounds. I'm really comfortable with the fight going the distance. So it's a great fight. It's a great matchup. It's telling to say, though, that the first fight, Jordan was a 6-1 dog. And in this fight, he's the favorite. What does that tell you? There are no such thing as locks in our sport. Anything can happen. I do expect adjustments on Popoka's side in terms of time, distance, risk-taking, risk mitigation with the speed. He can't just run in there. And what Cardenas did the first time is he closed the distance where he wanted the fight too early. It's real estate. You know what I'm saying? He didn't jab enough. He didn't get Jordan's respect. He just went to that space and distance, and Jordan made him pay. Jordan's hand speed was on high display. I was impressed with him. Is that the fight of his career, though? Was that his moment? Or was that just his, hey, knocking at the door, I'm here, gets signed by Matchroom. Now this will be his coming out party. If he goes out and starches Cardenas and stops him, I'll be super surprised. I think this fight is going to be close. I think it's a distance fight. So that's my take. Hopefully I helped you in any way. Youngin, we still good. Guys, we're 35 minutes in. There's 76 of you in here. Dude, best community in the world, best sport in the world, JSB Insiders, we up. Just like the video for me. And also, all you Patreon boys, because the Patreon's growing. And if anybody here on this live stream who has a tick next to their name, that means you're an insider. And you're not in the Discord, what are you doing? Anybody on Patreon who has my picks, and anybody on YouTube who has a tick, you should be in our Discord. You paid access to be in the Discord. Send me an email. I'll send you the Discord link. My boy Danny. What's up, Danny Roja? Hear me out. Gone decision. Roofie by knockout, guys. Let's go. Dude, I'm not mad at it. Look, Danny Roja, my guy, one of our newest. I think you became an insider a couple weeks ago. It's hard to keep track of all you savages. But I think you joined on Patreon. That's why you don't have the tick by your name. I don't have action right now on Gane versus Chama. But my take on Gane versus Chama is that I think Gane's footwork and his mobility is going to be a big problem that Chama is going to have to solve. The boys in the Discord, there's some of the boys. I'm going to give a shout out to my boy Kiza. Kiza's been saying for about a year that Chama is the greatest combat sports athlete of all time. I initially thought he was trolling. And then over this last 12 months of him being an insider and us revisiting what he did in his kickboxing career and us revisiting of him already winning world titles in middleweight and then light heavyweight. And if he wins one in a third division, it changes everything. And I was like, oh shit, he might be onto something. Style, not too complex, but sometimes it's what I always tell my clients who I'm teaching the fundamentals of boxing. I coach people who have never thrown a punch before, and I teach them how to box. And I always say what I'm about to say about Pereira style. I always say this about boxing. Boxing's complexity lies in how simple everything is. That's what makes it a really, really tough sport to master, and technically a really tough sport to execute. Because on paper, there's not it's simplicity of you only have two arms to punch with. But in those two arms, you have punch combinations. You have crosses, you have straights, you have uppercuts. And then with our body positioning, you have feints, you have slips, you have foot feints, you have foot. So in its simplicity is what makes it complex. With Chama, in his simplicity of everybody knows what he wants to do. He's going to give you both shoulders. He's going to throw those awkward leg kicks. And he just has lightning in his hands. So very simple on paper, but complex to negate. So I'm thinking it's that style versus Gane. And the one thing I've always said about Gane is sometimes, on paper, shiny toy, he's like a super athlete, super mobile, great feet. I mean, we've seen in the past, whenever you're the hammer your entire career and then you're forced to be the nail, do you really want to be there? Questions will be answered. I currently don't have action on that fight yet, but I'm waiting. My underdog of the week so far is Mean Garcia. I think Steve Garcia, where he's trending, I've watched him since the regional. I've seen him get stopped on the, Steve Garcia is a kid in his early 20s who got beat by Ricky Tercios, in one of these regional leagues. And Diego Lopez is a kid who I watched get stopped in the regionals, regional MMA as well. It was either LFA or one of these other, offshoot UFC Fight Pass organizations after he came from Brazil and he started training in Mexico. So Diego Lopez is a kid who gives you everything in there. He doesn't have the highest fight IQ. He's pretty solid all around. I just like Garcia's boxing. I like his length. I like his size. I like his power. I like it might sound odd. I really like the connection he has with his corner and his dad. It's almost like when you're watching him operate, he's the controller. It's a video game, and there's something to be said about that. His style, very specific. You know what Mean Garcia wants to do. Can you stop it? And so that's my upset of the week. I got Garcia at plus 142. I think the odds really haven't moved that much. So I don't mind this at all. And I do have Ruffy on the money line against Chandler. And Chandler, Mr. Low Fight IQ himself. I brought up Chandler yesterday on the chat. Every time I think about Michael Chandler, I laugh. Because the guy, from a preparation standpoint, Nobody's outworking Michael Chandler in the gym. I'm friends with the strength and conditioning coach for years, Dr. Corey Peacock. Shout out to the OG Black Zillions down in South Florida. No one's outworking him, but you could fight his ego. It's like who has the bigger dick contest. This is how you fight Michael Chandler, and Rufy's gonna. Rufy's a tough task. Jonathan Gonzalez got stopped by Berlanga. Different guy. Way different guy. Are you talking about Bomba? Bomba fights at 100 and... I think you're talking about a different guy. Yeah, as made. You're talking about self-made. This isn't the Puerto Rican guy who spent 10 years in the Pookie. It's a different guy, by the way. Same name, different guy. Bomba Gonzalez is a beast. Bomba Gonzalez money line is the way to go. Do I think Auntie Elite? Somebody should go to prison for this fight, by the way. We've been going. Shout out to Barium Boxing. Barium Boxing is one of our sharps. I'm not on Twitter. If you're on Twitter, if you're on Instagram, follow BURYEM Boxing. One of the best in the game with written analyses. The kid is a beast, right? He had so much value to our group, our community, all of our JSB insiders in our Discord add value. These conversations we're having every day, Manny and I, all the boys in this chat and girls, we're adding value. Why? Because we're riffing. You're getting different perspectives on where you should put your money. Nobody here is telling you to go a certain direction. You should be using us as a conduit of where to put your money. Barium Boxing likes Tellez. Him and I agree over the last few months, probably 90% of the time. This is where I disagree with him. I think Auntie Alif Turan, the Turkish hammer, is going to hurt Tellez. Tellez is 19 years old. She has 20 pro rounds. She's 5'1". She's a tortina. And she's going against a real grown-ass woman, a real champion who's 31 years old, and Auntie Alif, who could crack. Auntie Alif's last performance wasn't the best performance. She fought a girl that a lot of the boys... This is what happens in boxing betting fandom, and I'm being real with you. Auntie Talif's last two fights, I didn't bet on. Her last fight was against an Aussie in which she was favored to get the knockout. Everybody picked the knockout. She had a flat performance. She wins on points. Throughout that whole fight, you see, like, she didn't look right, because the fight before, she fights a really tough Beatrice Ferreira and beat the brakes off of Beatrice in a fun-ass firefight and knocked her out. Beatrice is really tough if you watch women's. We're not casual. We watch everything here. We watch Japanese boxing, South African boxing. We watch the ladies. So if you're watching the stream and you're like, what are they talking about? We're talking about women's boxing, dude. And this fight is on the undercard of Bam Rodriguez. It's a world title fight for Auntie Alif's belt. So Auntie Alif against Beatrice, that's who she is. The very next fight against the Aussie, she had pneumonia. They said she had, like, the temperature she had was insane, and you could see it. Could you imagine fighting with? She had fluid in her lungs. She still eked out a split decision. Still managed to wobble her opponent. The version against Beatrice is the version we're going to see against Tortina, and people should go to prison. I think she's going to blow Tortina out the water. I mean, Tellez, she's not in shape. She's short. She's slow. She's 19 years old. I think the matchmaking is atrocious. And Auntie Alif was supposed to be fighting Caroline Dubois. It just kind of shows you that even in women's boxing, there's stages and there's levels. There's no not at 19 years old, this girl's not ready to fight Auntie Alif. The Turkish hammer could crack. Way better money on UFC this weekend at the White House. What's up, Jose? These fights are tough though, bro. When we're saying way better money, let's pull them up. I think there's great money in boxing this week, then, brother. The UFC, there's only 7 fights. All UFC cards will either have 12 or 13. This is a special one. There's only 7. So the matchmaking is tough, bro. All right, so I'm going to give you who I got, the action I have. So the insiders. So I have 1, 2, 3. Okay. So I did a UFC knockout double. So the first, I'll give you free game real quick. So this is, if you're still watching this live stream 45 minutes in, I appreciate you. For these tickets you're about to get, just like the video, and if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. But all the boys, one of the benefits of being an insider is when I post these tickets, I post them early in the week and the odds are different. So the boys who have tailed these tickets, our odds are way better than they are now, because with over 500 people in our Discord, even if 10% of the boys listen, we're going to shift the odds, and it always happens. And so my dog of the week is Steve Garcia. I have Steve Garcia. We got Steve at, I smashed that number on Monday. I got him at plus 148. So the odds haven't shifted that much, which is good. So Garcia, standalone bet, full unit, by himself, my dog of the week to beat Diego. I like it. Then I did a UFC knockout double. Separate ticket, full unit. I took Ilya by knockout at $1.48. And then I took Rufi by knockout at $1.49. Full unit. You put those two on. You play that double, it's plus 120. So that's another thing. If you guys are new to the chat, if you're new to our team, the reason why it could get tricky, the reason why when we hit everything it's so impressive is because every ticket is plus money. I'll never give you a parlay that you're not doubling your money, okay? I'm not going to give you a four-legger and it's four huge favorites and you're getting 30% return, and then I'm going to celebrate that as a victory. That's not what we do here. We find value. We're up together when we win, and when we lose, we're down together. So this double, I like it. I'm full unit. Rufi and Ilya by knockout, doubling your money. And then I told you I'm taking Steve, me, and Garcia. So that's two. The other triple I have in the UFC, this is a money line triple. So I like Bo Nickel on the money line. Look, Doc, I know, but if you didn't know, I'm not just throwing shit on the wall. Hopefully it's 6. I watch all these fighters. I watched Kyle Dawkins when he was in the LFA. I knew about Bo Nickel when he was a wrestler at Penn State. Bo Nickel is on paper one of the, if not the greatest American wrestlers, amateur wrestlers we had ever seen, right? He gets expedited to the UFC and he got found out, which happens in the UFC. Kyle Dawkins is a guy who gets by on his toughness, his durability, his willingness to be in a fight. You got Philadelphia kid, tough as freaking nails. Both of these guys are from Eastern Pennsylvania, so that part of the world. I'm from Northeast Ohio, the Steel Town, gritty. You see it in both of their styles. Doc is flat feet. Bo Nickel's a super athlete. So when I'm thinking about canceling each other's pros and cons out, you're always going to side on Nickel with his wrestling. And Dawkins' striking is okay. He's long, and he's one of these guys who's been cut before, had to rebuild himself back up on the regional scene, and he's back now. And he put on a little winning streak. And look, now he gets to fight at the White House. Is that a gift or is that a curse to be going up against Bo Nickel? You ask Kyle Dawkins, it's a gift. You ask Bo Nickel, it's a curse. I'm taking Bo Nickel on the money line. So that's one. Hokit. I got hooked. I look. You guys, if you look past the shtick of what Hokit has done in his short time in the UFC, there's maybe 2 fighters who've ever expedited their superstar potential as quick as he has. Conor McGregor, one of them. Not many. Conor McGregor, and then who else? And he's realized that shtick, but the layer of the shtick is real thin. This is a super athlete as well. This is a guy who is a Division I athlete in wrestling and football, and he wasn't a lineman. This dude ran the ball at Fresno State, the Bulldogs. And so if you know anything about me, you know that I'm a college football bettor as well. Can't wait for the Buckeyes, baby. Ohio State, we up. So I win a lot of my money during college football season too. So get in the Discord because football season's closely approaching. And the Ohio State University, we about to bring that shit back to Columbus. Let's go. So Hokit played at Fresno State, a legit program, ran the ball there, got invited to some NFL camps, made some practice squads. What's that tell you? To run the ball in the NFL, dude, even at the D1 level, he didn't make a team, played on the practice. You're a super athlete. We saw that against Curtis Blades. I did not think he was going to go in there against a 6'5", massive heavyweight, high level wrestler, legit ass top 5 UFC heavyweight over the last decade, and Curtis Blades, and beat him. Derek Lewis's mobility, Derek Lewis's offensive artillery, Derek Lewis's versatility can't hold a candle to the versatility of Blades. What Lewis has, though, is that one punch, life-changing power. We've seen him, remember the Volkov fight? He's losing. The Volkov fight, he's getting beat pillar to post, losing, getting the dog breaks beat off of him for the whole fight. And then in the last 30 seconds, he finds a home run. So he's capable of that. I think Hogan is going to swarm him. I think he's not going to give him any time to breathe. Lewis will be dangerous in that first round. So, I mean, if you're playing the rules of thirds, cut this fight into threes, and you want to throw some money on the dog, Derek Lewis, he's an old dog now. I'm not. I like Hogan to do what he's doing. I like him to continue his upward trajectory. I think he's legit. I don't think he's a fraud. So I like him on the money line. And then the other pick is O'Malley. And 4 days ago, this was plus money. No, it's not. Let me see. Did I add another leg? Yeah, so 4 days ago, I got this at plus 110. It's down to $1.90. So those are my plays. Those are my UFC plays. What round for Bam? I took the over 5.5 Toya. What's up? Mike from Melbourne. What's up, brother? Let's go. My odds aren't even open for Tiara. Give it some time. It's Thursday, June 11th, 9:51 a.m. You got time. The fights that start tomorrow are in Canada. Take Bam over 4. Yep, my book gave me 5.5. So FJQ, I'm on board with you. Big Kappa, do you see it early or late? Gil, you lean in anyway on Cardenas Martinez. What were you thinking about Cardenas became? Gil, you know me too well, bro. Shout out to Gil. He's one of our moderators in our Discord. He knows me too well. Bro, Popoka is the dog I like. If I wake up tomorrow morning when I wake up, and he's the dog, I'm jumping on him. Come on. We're riverboat gamblers out here. Are you kidding me? If tomorrow when I wake up, Cardenas is the dog, you don't need to wait to see my picks. You don't have to check in the Discord. You don't have to see on Patreon. Just know, when I wake up tomorrow, when I check, Friday morning at 5 a.m., if Cardenas is still the dog, I'm jumping on him. That's real rap. I remember the World Cup when Zinedine headbutted someone. Yeah. World Cup slaps on the download, dude. People I grew up in a neighborhood. I mean, I grew up in Youngstown, Ohio in the 90s. This isn't supposed to, it's going to sound super controversial. It's a sign of how ignorant I was as a kid and how limited of resources Youngstown, Ohio had in the 90s when I was coming up. But I never saw a guy play soccer. I didn't know boys played soccer. I thought only girls played soccer. So I had this weird misconception that only the gays played soccer. This is when I'm 9 years old, 10 years old, because I grew up 40 minutes from the Canton Football Hall of Fame. Every boy, you're born with a football, American football. So I always had, and obviously I was wrong. I had this weird misconception that soccer was like a soft sport because anything we don't know, we don't understand. And then when I went to college, I went my first year at the University of Pittsburgh, and there was a soccer team, and I was like, oh. And then I went to a Cleveland Crunch game. Cleveland had a team called the Cleveland Crunch. I was like, oh. And then it was when I moved to LA and I started really getting into soccer. I was like, soccer slaps. I was like, these guys, dude, soccer slaps for sure, man. It's one of my favorite sports to watch at a high level. I'm not going to sit there and watch, Sinaloa play Michoacan, but I'll watch Tottenham play Manchester. I always want to go see a Tottenham game. I'll definitely watch the World Cup, the crowds. So, yeah. Johnny ain't gonna laugh to see the Knicks fans, Andy. This is what I'm talking about, dude. This is what I'm talking about. Go on your Instagram. Go on the web. the Knicks fans were out there packing Spurs fans up, all because all because the Spurs won Game 3. Now, granted, I don't care, and I've been, I'm trained boxer, old head. I'll throw these hands. Anybody could get it. Cue Adrian Broner. I don't care if I'm at the Garden and I'm with like my 4 closest mates who are all savages. One's a black belt, one's a champion boxer, one's a judoka. We're all savages like my friends are. If I'm and we're cheering for the Spurs, you gotta kind of make that decision. Be like, should we probably take the Spurs jersey off, leave and just wear the beater? Because like you kind of know what you get yourself in New York. You kind of have to have your social setting awareness with you in life. You can't just be walking around. So, but to watch some Knicks fans, them cats were getting packed up, jumped, cats getting hit in the head with bottles, dudes getting put on video, cats were screaming "World Star." Like, I ain't about to be on a World Star video getting packed up because I got a Spurs jersey on. I think he meant over one and a half an O'Malley fight. Yeah, striker. Um, shout out. I mean, shout out to Amon Zahabi, man. Amon Zahabi might not be a household name, but this guy, the little brother of Faraz Zahabi, grew up in the shadows of one of the greatest MMA coaches and one of the best MMA gyms of the last 25 years, if not ever, TriStar. TriStar is the gym that produced George St. Pierre, Rory McDonald. A lot of fighters will go up there, Montreal, stand up. And for the longest time, Amon Zahabi was basically Faraz's little brother. And it wasn't, I think it was the fight that put him on the radar. He loses one, and then I think didn't he beat Hickson Gracie's son? Did he beat Hickson Gracie's son? I think he beat Hickson's son. And then you started seeing who he really was. You said, oh, this is a long striker with a high fight IQ. He could grapple. Obviously, he's going to have a grappling pedigree and jiu-jitsu pedigree coming from TriStar, but he's a pretty decent long striker. Now, at 38 years old now, that's his game against basically a higher level, what he does really well in O'Malley. I think it's a fun fight. Risky parlay, Thomas Chabot money line, Wilkins Matthew knockout, Mamet knockout, Mexico money line, Cortina. I love slipping the Mexico money line. It just brings a smile to my face because I know we got savages around the house. Cardenas, bam, over. Let's go. Ooh, you guys asked me about Elias Montoya Terrazza yesterday. Give me till tomorrow. So there's 2 fights. I'll have better info for you tomorrow. The Bermudez versus Sorio fight, and then the Elias Montoya Terrazza fight. You guys asked me about that yesterday. I didn't get to it. We'll get to it tomorrow. Spurs money line. Let Big Capo. What's crack-a-lacking? My moonshots are posted in the Discord. All right, guys. So I'm gonna pull up real quick. Youngin said he posted the moonshot parlay in the Discord. My man Youngin is a little beast, boy. Look at this. Okay, let me get my big head out the way real quick. Let's have a look. They're kind of tough to see because they're so small. Yeah, they're kind of tough to read. Ruffy. All the JSB insiders, if you want to see Youngin's moonshot parlays, he just posted them. That's a little better. So 5 legs. You got Auntie Alif, I like. Cardenas distance, I like. Vargas Bam over, I like. Bomba moneyline, I like. Jerron Ennis, nice. Yeah, for some reason these long look at these long joints are crazy. Yeah, these are going to be tough to zoom in for me. So, like I said, this is a little better. This is a plus 800. Bam by knockout, Rufi by knockout, Taporia by knockout, Ennis by knockout, Della by knockout, AJ by knockout. Dude, plus 8. Dude, that's that little long-term knockout parlay. I ain't mad at that at all. And this one, yeah, anything over like 8 picks, it's tough for me to zoom in on. But guys, if you're in the Discord, go check out Youngin's picks. Youngin has a really nice one working. It's like what, 2 months in, and it pays like 200 to 1. You just need a few things. So Youngin's kind of bread and butter is putting together these joints. We were playing catch up this week. We ain't playing catch up. We ain't playing. Don't let that narrative swing. We lost a split decision. You know what really messed us up? People think it was Lover, but we only had Lover on 1 ticket. The guy we had on 2 tickets, who fried 2 of our tickets, who was on the Lover, was Lewis Neary. Lewis Neary fucked us up. Sorry, Mom, for cussing. So Lewis Neary not only doesn't get the knockout, he gets starched. Lover loses a split decision, which I'll live with in a 50-50 fight. The UFC fight screwed us, so that's 3. And then the other loss was Albert Ramirez not getting the knockout. And then Josh Padley not getting the knockout. So it's not, those were my losses, right? We did hit a 10, only in our world, we hit a freaking 10 leg plus 300 long parlay no one talks about. That's why I love our squad. We fucking hit the last ticket to come home was a 10 legger. What are we doing? Right? Gets no love. The 10 leg, no mention. Nope. Because we were cocky and we were arrogant and we were coming off the heels of hitting a 490 to 1 ticket the week before and played Josh Padley by now. Why would you? Somebody in my car, you guys know how to rile me up, man. I don't give a shit about my wins. I care about these losses, boy. Why would you pick? Why would you take Josh Padley by knockout? I'm like, bitch, here's exactly why I would take Josh Padley by knockout. 5 of his last 7 wins came by way of knockout. Aqib, 2 out of his last 3 fights, he got cuts, bloody noses, his face gets touched up. 3, it's in the UK, and we get those random ref stoppages, these joints. So on the heels of hitting 7 for 7 tickets the week before, why not do a little sprinkle on the plus 500 for the Padley knock? And then when it doesn't hit, I can't believe you picked him by knockout. What was you seeing? Did you not listen to the live streams all week? So we live and we live. I don't think we're playing catch up. I don't look at it that way. I just think if we had a couple little balls fall inbounds this way and not go the other way, we'd have been all right. We'd have been all right. Julius, my God. Julius, we got a lot of love for our live we did. If you guys didn't check me and Julius, we did a live stream 2 days ago. Check it out. He broke down all these reads. Julius is a JSB Insider Sharp. If you guys know you can ask questions in our Discord as well. It's not just me. This dude's a beast. Over 8.5, Matthew Uno. Julius, do you think Matthew gets the knockout? Does anybody think Matthew gets the knockout, or does he win on points? Rudy. I kind of think Bam by decision. Yes. You know I'm on. I don't have action, Bam on points. But you know you could talk me into being a cowboy. You know you could talk me into being a cowboy. We've seen it. When it does, what was the other one I got? I can't believe this was 2 weeks. This was 3 weeks ago. What was the fight? I can't believe you picked Mimi Haruta by knockout at plus 600. Bitch, it's plus 600. What do you mean? You can't believe Do you not know what that means? That any fight is plus 600? That's called a sprinkle. That's called if you up, you could afford to sprinkle. I think people are sleeping on Antonio Vargas, man. This isn't just a gimme fight. This is a kid in his prime. This is a kid who could punch. This is a kid who's a world champion. This is a kid who has one little blemish on his record. Highly touted amateur, been around it his whole life. You find footage of him with all the top American fighters for years, dating back to the amateurs. Vargas is a good fighter, man. And people are acting like Bam is indestructible. We watched Bam get dropped before. We've watched Bam get his jaw broken before. So we know he's picked himself back up. He's the smaller guy, man. He started at what, 108? And then he won a title at 12, won a title at 15. This fight's at 18, first fight at 18. I mean, there is a play, there is a logical lean for Bam on points. There is. And when we're looking at guys, nothing in boxing is a gimme. To say that a guy who's as small as Bam is just a lock to just roll up to 18 and just steamroll a champion. And Bam isn't your traditional aggressive puncher. He's kind of a master in there. He likes painting pictures. So I really like the over 5.5. And for people to just totally disregard Rudy and say that the points aren't in play, I think that you would be a little bit rushed into judgment if you don't think points are in play. And then look at these odds. Bro. I don't hate it. I don't hate the points play. Got to be honest with you. Johnny, I know it's just an exhibition, but you heard anything about Mayweather Zambitas? The first thing I heard about Mayweather Zambitas, I posted something 3 months ago. I thought it was fake. And then 2 days ago on my story on Instagram, I shared it. I was like, what the hell? I mean, I don't know. Shout out to Zambitas. My gut tells me Bam over 8.5 on Bam. Might take that. What's up, Danny Roja? Yeah, over 8.5, you're definitely getting plus money, right? Wow. Bam not going the distance. Yeah, that's what everybody thinks. Bam's punch. Yeah, Bam's footwork, accuracy. He's fun. He's one of the like tune in. He's one of the most fun fighters to watch. But Antonio Vargas is going to be there, man. I got Martinez by knockout. Ooh. Jordan Martinez by knockout. He doesn't punch like that. You think he's going to stop Cardenas? Wow. Martinez isn't a puncher. That's the one that's the biggest thing about him. If he had a little bit of power, great hand speed though. Great hand speed. Come on, dude. We're getting close, boys. What and girls? Shout out to Toya. Toya Top Dog. She's an OG. What, dude? I love the game we play. I love this sport. I love breaking everything down. For us, we don't need. I don't give a shit if even fights are pay-per-view or televised. If we have a book on a fight and there's some way that we can stream it, that's all we need. That's all we out here. We opportunists. We opportunists. We will be opportunistic with an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So you're thinking, see, Martinez by knockout here is plus 525, bro. You see that? My issue with that is I think these guys are pretty evenly matched. Obviously, the first one I did give it to Martinez. If anything, if you like Martinez, I would take him on points. If you like Martinez, and if you like Arturo, I would take him on points. Plus 195 on points, boys and girls. Oh God, that might be my. I'm envisioning a moonshot parlay, and I'm envisioning the foundation of our moonshot parlay piece will either be Martinez or Cardenas on points. Maybe Bam on points, boys. Shit. We'll see. The moonshot parlays are the fun ones. He had the power advantage, crowd advantage, and now he's familiar. Check on his body language out of the first fight. I watched the first fight. I don't think he had the speed advantage. I don't think he had the power advantage. The crowd for sure. I just don't see Martinez doing anything differently. In terms of versatility of a skill set, I feel it was Arturo who had a bad night. I feel Martinez fought his ass off. Will he be able to do that again? Because even him at his best night, he couldn't beat Arturo. Robert Garcia in his camp, RGBA, the sparring. I think we're going to see a different Arturo Cardenas. Keep it simple. Thomas Chabot money line. FJQ. I like your style. Uno knockout, TR Brown fight to go. You're talking about keeping it simple. There's a lot of shit that has to happen in this one. Still see Mexico on the money line, though, player. Cyril gone to beat Chama. FJ, where are you posting your parlays at? Are you an insider? Are you in our Discord? Martinez feels like you won. A lot of people, I felt like you won. Best way. You're speaking to the choir, man. You know, I felt like you won too. Robert Garcia has a high success rate for rematch wins. This is why our best, smartest community in the land. Because we have savages who are students of the game. We have fighters. We have coaches in our Discord. We have research scientists. Boxing, you should be able to earn a degree in boxing research science. Is that too much? What? Bro, think about this. Think about in the next 4 years. So this August will be year 1. In the next 3 years, if we take the same winning percentage from year 1 and we're able to replicate it in year 2, year 3, year 4, we take all these stats of our strategy of winning on betting on boxing, and then we create a booklet. We could create a class. We could create a class on how to bet on become a research scientist in the art of betting on boxing. Join our JSB Boxing Academy. Look at this. Robert Garcia has a high success rate for rematch wins coming off a draw or loss. I just think Martinez might be too much for Cardenas to close the gap. Cesar Vaca gave Sam Goodman issues too, though. I was at the Cesar Vaca Sam Goodman fight. I got to be honest with you. The first 4 rounds, Vaca gave Cardenas a bit of an issue, but you come on, mate. From the 4th round onwards, Cardenas was showcasing on Vaca. Vaca had nothing left. Vaca started breaking down. His conditioning started being a factor. Cardenas takes a little bit of time. I think he's going to put the foot on the gas pedal a little bit earlier this fight. Dude, plus money Cardenas is a different thing. Guys, we're an hour and 15 minutes in. There's 75 of you still in here. Could you like the video? Subscribe to the channel. I hate talking dirty to you guys. Keep in mind, it's Chama's first fight at heavyweight. Moving up or down, I think, makes people feel out. I think so. And it goes back to what does Cyril Gane do really well? His athleticism. He has good kicks. People acting like Cyril Gane can't kick. Cyril Gane has good feet, good mobility, good kicks. He's super light on his feet. He could punch. He's big, more comfortable with the weight. I don't have a play yet. That's why in my 3 UFC tickets, you didn't hear me say anything on this fight yet. I'm still kind of torn. Danny Roja, word up. Appreciate you. We love you too here, man. The channel is an outcome of the boys and girls. Our channel and our group is an outcome of our community, man. This is what we do here. We out here savages. Martinez had an injured rib and still was he injured? I didn't know this. GMS put on the elect. I don't see Cardenas making too many adjustments. He's gonna have to be a fighter that he's not. Okay. Maybe this is this where all the money's coming in? I didn't know that Jordan Martinez had an injury. Injured in first fight with Cardenas. I didn't know that. No, no, nope. uh, y'all cats is wild, man. That's why we got to be holding folks accountable. Y'all cats is crazy. GMS is my boy too. Was Jordan Martinez injured in his first fight with Arturo Cardenas? No. Jordan Martinez did not suffer a serious injury in his first fight with Arturo. He might still be right. It's not, maybe GMS means that he came into an unspecified rib injury, which could be the case. I didn't hear about this. Went the full distance, split draw because the fight was highly competitive and many observers felt Martinez deserved the decision. Martinez signed. Interesting. GMS, man, if you don't mind, where did you hear about this? And maybe could you send me a link and we could check. We could check it out. Arturo Cardenas versus Jordan Martinez is a highly anticipated, closely contested rematch with no definite favorite, though betting odds give Cardenas a slight edge. The winner of this match is a toss-up. Both fighters evenly matched, possessing strong fan followings. Cardenas, the defending WBC champion, trains under RGBA, known for his relentless pressure, strong finisher. Yeah, it says later round. So I do have to push back. He can make adjustments. The adjustments that Cardenas is going to have to make is he's going to have to put the foot on the gas earlier. He's going to have to manage his gas tank and be a little less conservative with it. We've seen Arturo Cardenas look great. When he looks great, he looks great. Great body punching, accurate puncher, aggressive volume. In the fights that we've seen a little bit of chinks in the armor, I think it might be a psychological issue in terms of, do I have the gas tank to keep this pressure on for 10 rounds? Now, he's getting more and more 10-rounders under his belt. This fight is also at 10 rounds. He went 10 with this kid already. I think the pressure could cause Jordan Martinez issues. I really do. And I think that we're going to see a little bit more output from Cardenas early on since he knows what to expect. He knows that he got knocked down early, but it wasn't like a vicious knockdown. It was more of like a timing speed sort of thing. And Cardenas, that's another adjustment. He'll know how to deal with that speed this time around. He was it would be fair to say that he was kind of caught off guard. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility. Speaking to, drastically about it. He's fighting a guy, 6-1 dog. Yeah, the kid came out the gates like a soldier. The kid was like, I'm not a 6-1 dog. This is my home. I'm about to piss on the fire hydrant. And he went out and fought his ass off. Will he be able to do that again? Will we see a higher version of Cardenas? I'm just saying it's a close fight. Bro, I'm a riverboat gambler. You give me Cardenas at plus money, boy. We out here eating. I got a healthy Martinez by stoppage. What are we talking about? A healthy? What injury? Please share with me. You guys are holding out information on your boy. I hold nothing out on you fools. I'll be sharing insider information, voice memos. I share information when the source says, please don't share this information. I'm like, you ain't in my Discord and these boys about to hear. But I share everything with y'all. Y'all don't share nothing with me. Who's injured? What is your source? I never heard anything about this. Y'all cats is crazy. Or you just painting narratives for your bet. Because we don't do all that. Crazy. O'Malley knockout. Bam 7-12. Ilya money line. Under 2.5 is my moonshot. Bro, Noah in the house. Look at value here. If you guys were hesitant, if you're out there and you're getting a little itchy about, I don't know where to put my money, I got these cheeseburgers. Look, my man Noah is giving you free money. O'Malley knockout. Let's go. Bam 7-12. The Bam 7-12, it plays in on my over 5.5. Ilya money line, love it. Have action on it, and under 2.5. I think so, man. You know, uh, I don't think it'll take Ilya 7.5 minutes to get Gaethje out of there. Unless anything could happen, Gaethje could go. All of a sudden, Gaethje could turn into collegiate wrestler Gaethje and shoot for a double and catch Ilya off guard. Ilya will be, feet planted, and then all of a sudden you have 5 minutes on the ground. I don't know. This is MMA. It's the risk, but I like it, Noah, especially with those odds. Sean O'Malley. I knew he was. He was talking about the John FJ. If you're new to the channel, or maybe you just have a different name, I broke down the Berlanga Jonathan Gonzalez. Jonathan Gonzalez is a Puerto Rican guy who had like a record of 18-0. He had a decent. He was being pushed by Top Rank in like 2013, and then he disappeared. I guess he got sent to the Pookie. He got sent upstate for a decade. Served a little demo, a little dime. Got out. Berlanga was like, "Hey, what's up, homie? Let me give you a bag if you agree to get knocked out here in the first round in front of our people. You gonna do that for me?" He's like, "Yeah, man, I'll do that for you." And then we up. Different guy. That's not Bamba. I like Pereira over Gone. What's up, Brendan? I'll never bet against. Tough to bet against him. Noah, nice moonshot. I agree. No, I know the guy Moreno is fighting on it. No, I know the guy Moreno is fighting on Eye of the Tiger. Garcia by decision plus 400. Teja's promoter. Teja's promoter should go to prison. Teja's gonna get beat up. Little Tortina. Chama. He's in the house. Bama over 7.5. Great live, brother. Great brand. Appreciate you guys. We're an hour and 20 minutes in. There's still 60 in here. I'm trying to get caught up with the chat. How do you think Garcia wins? I'm tempted to play him on points. Steve Garcia, UFC. I got him on the money line. He's a puncher, though. He's a puncher. And Diego's going to give him that fight. Diego's a very proud fighter. Sometimes that IQ doesn't work for him. Dude, everything I've heard from sparring partners, people train with Steve, he got bricks in his hands. Nickel can't strike, though. Yeah, I don't think. I mean, his striking is better than saying he can't strike. We talked about this yesterday, FJ. I put this was in my notes. Rodriguez versus Montoya. Tomorrow. We'll talk about this. So we have 2 fights we're talking about tomorrow because I don't want to I'm not a guy who guesses. I'm not going to just sit here and guess. And if I was guessing, you would call me on it. You would know if I was bullshitting you. I'm not a good liar. That's why I suck at poker. I don't have a poker face. So Eva Bermudez Osorio is a fight that you guys are going to ask me tomorrow about. And then Adrian Rodriguez versus Montoya. I did peep my eye into that fight. Rodriguez is the A side there. He seems like he has that the shine to it. Montoya, there's a couple fights on his resume that I want to watch. He's not a total wash. So, and I think the odds suggest that too. Both guys are at similar stages of their career. They're both trying to climb the ladder of like going from prospect contention. So we'll see. O'Malley by knockout. It could happen. He's a sharpshooter. Both guys are going to be striking. Do you see Michael Chandler beating it? No. I don't see Chandler beating Ruffy. I got Ruffy stopping Chandler. Thank you, Youngin. We never watched soccer in the 90s. Yeah, it just wasn't a thing, Captain Crunch, let's go. Cleveland Crunch, come on now. Arsenal, best team in the world. We up. Love their jerseys. Arsenal swag is the best too. For the moonshot. I don't hate Bam on points. You guys are gonna clown me. These are guys, moonshot parlays are whatever your betting guys are telling you, whatever locks are. I don't believe in locks. I don't think there's ever a lock. Nothing. Just for the sake of my foundation principles of betting, I'll never tell you anything is a lock. How many guys have told you something was a lock and then they lost? Their credibility, that you want to lose your credibility instantly? I'm growing the afro out though, boys and girls. There's no such thing as a lock. My girlfriend hates my hair. That shit's crazy. So, but I do like moonshot parlays. So The opposite of a lock is a moonshot parlay. It's kind of like, hey, I'm cleaning the house, right? And you're cleaning the house and you find like a $50 bill in the couch. And you're like, oh, this is free. What should I do with this? Oh, I saw Johnny's live. I'm going to do a moonshot parlay with it. It's free. 2 seconds ago, it didn't exist. Now it's here. Moonshot parlay. I like Bam on, dude. Bam on points. The money's crazy. Chama money line, Steve Garcia money line. But if we're gonna go super moonshot, Steve Garcia, he is a dog actually. Ilya knockout, 4,500. Let's go, Noah. Big Kappa, let's go. Troll baby, 40. Not gonna lie, I got money. I have action on Boots already. I haven't shared it though. I haven't shared it yet. 4,300 on Boots money line to make 1,000. I kind of like Boots on points. I kind of like Boots on points. 4,300 will get you 14,000 back. I think that Xander is going to be super durable, and Xander's big. We have a lot of time. I'm coming before we get there. Give me a week. Long receipts. Let's go. I had someone in the Discord saying the same thing to me about being pally by knockout. People love to be a knockout. Yeah, in hindsight, exactly. Exactly. And this is what why the benefit of having the live chat every day. You guys know who tune in. You at least you'll know the intention of my bet. Intention goes a long way in life. Whether it's in your personal relationships, your work colleagues, nothing's worse than being around somebody and you don't know their true intention. You know, like those people that are kind of like sociopaths, where they've removed their emotions. You're hanging. You can know them your whole life, but you're like, what are they trying to get out of me? I don't know what they want from me. That's not paying attention to my daily live streams with my bets when they don't hit. At least you know my intention. It's not like, hey, Padley by knockouts plus 500. That'll never happen, but let's take it and waste. No, it's like, hey, man, plus 500, I'm going to find us a narrative. And there's not always narratives to be found, obviously. You can't, it's not like I'm saying I could paint a narrative for every plus 500, but we've hit plus 500s routinely here with narratives. And sometimes we don't hit. But the one thing you always know, whether I hit or you don't, or we don't hit, you'll know my narrative. You'll know my intention. I say, Bam, bro, this is what I'm saying, man. There's a narrative here. There's 100% a play on Bam on points. Will it happen? It's plus 454 reason. The bettors are saying it won't happen. But when you're looking at the logistics of it, the analytics of the weight class, the management of the fight, the hardware of the fight, the styles of the fight, there's a narrative for Bam to win on points. There's a knockdown. No one's talking about knockdown props either. We've both seen guys knocked down. We've seen both guys hurt. We've seen one being stopped. We've seen Bam have to recover. Because it's not like Bam's like, he does a lot of things. He does a lot of things really, really well. He's really fun to watch. He's one of my favorite fighters to watch. And with all that aside, I could still see him going to points. I could see it. I could see it. How do you like Chabot? Yeah, I got Chabot on the money line and Auntie Alif on the same parlay. I don't have action on Lara Ochman or O'Shea yet. I'm waiting for O'Shea's props to drop. We have a couple days. Tomorrow, though, is the Eye of the Tiger card. So if you want to get on the Chabot, I would like the A side. You guys, an A side on an Eye of the Tiger card has not lost since December, the second week of December. Alexander Gomont versus Helseni Ramadan. Okay? Does this make any sense to you guys? Are you following along? Because I know you are. What promotional company is the GOAT of A-side boxing? This would be this. I'm gonna start giving the boys pop quizzes. We're gonna start doing, and we're gonna catch everyone up to date on why we are fans of boxing and not fans of boxers. We are boxing bettors and gamblers. We're not purveyors of the ethics of matchmaking. We are men and women who take our hard-earned money to find edges on daily, weekly boxing matches. The GOAT of A-side promotional matchmaking is Top Rank. In a close, surging second, and they're going to remain a second because they're newer, of A-side promotional decisions is Eye of the Tiger. Last week, perfect example, Albert Ramirez versus Lerone Richards. The last time an A-side lost, you pretty much have to knock an A-side out on Eye of the Tiger to lose your bet, was Alexander Gomont. It was either end of November of 2025 or first week of December of 2025 when he fought a guy named Helseni Ramadan. That was the last time. There's been at least 10 cards since then. So keep that in mind. Chabot is the A-side. Troll Baby, your channel is growing more and more. Appreciate you, Troll Baby. Our team is growing. Vaca broke down, but the short time Vaca had that speed, he did. I sprinkled Vaca at plus 400. So I'm not like, just so you guys know, you guys will see me over the years bet on certain fighters and then not bet. So the last thing you'll ever be able to call me is a casual or a fanboy of a guy. You've seen me bet against and bet for the same fighters. I've bet against Cardenas before. I thought Cardenas lost to Jordan in the first fight. I thought Vaca was up maybe 2-1, maybe 3-1 going into the fifth. 2-2 for sure going to the fifth, and then he just started slowing down. And then you started seeing Cardenas, what he does really, really well, why there is hype on him, why people put a lot of attention in Arturo Cardenas, his body punching, his punch accuracy, his placement. He does have a tendency to want things at his own pace. And that's where Jordan Martinez. And so one of the boys, to tip my hat to one of the boys in the comment section a little bit ago, they said that there's nothing that Cardenas could do to make an adjustment on the pace and speed of Jordan. I kind of agree and disagree. What he's saying there is kind of agreeing with me on Cardenas is at his best when he's getting things his way, meaning tempo, pace. Jordan didn't let him get things his way rounds 1 through 6. As Jordan started slowing down, things were going better for Cardenas. He was coming on. He was winning more of the exchanges. So what does that tell you? Invest in the body early. Jab to get in. Don't come in naked. I would cut the ring in half. I would meet, you got to meet Jordan in the middle. Turn him. I want to see him turn Jordan Martinez. Not every guy, this is what makes Bam special. A lot of times the punches that hurt us the most are the ones we don't see. How does that happen? Well, when you turn your opponent and you out-angle your opponent, you throw a punch on a change. Bam does that exceptionally well. I want to see more of that. I expect my fighters to do that. Cardenas should be a guy to do that. Why are you so confident in Bomba? He already has 4 losses while Perez is undefeated in some amateur background. Bomba lost me money in the last fight. I bet against Bomba in the last fight. I like where he's at. We talked about this on the live stream 2 days ago. I felt the time had already come to fade Bomba, and it burned me, and it wasn't. And we brought Julius on. We talked a little bit about it. He still feels Bomba has some left in the tank. I think his pedigree and experience is enough to beat this kid. I'll show you. So 29-4. He's been stopped 4 times. True. The Yankee Rivera fight, he got stops against Alsquaga. No shame in that. Alsquaga's a goddamn animal. He was undefeated for, when did he get stopped? 2024. He was undefeated for 5 years. So he gets stopped. If you start, go all the way back to the beginning. Been a pro for a while. He gets stopped there. 1, 2. Second time against Alvarez in 16. So if you start in 2020 against Alvarez, and you kind of say, all right, he's at one. He's fighting at 107 pounds here. If you start his career 6 years ago, what have you done for me lately? We always have to say that when we're talking about these fighters. What is his most recent version of himself? Well, since 2020, he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's 7-1. He has that one loss to El Squaga. He's been fighting at a high level for a really long time. This is going to drive me insane. BoxRec always drives me insane. Look, my screen's moving. I'm trying to click, and it's like a ghost in my laptop is moving it. I'm trying to click, moving it. Click, moving it. I'm not even that's not even my hand doing that. Look at Abraham Perez's link going red and dark. I'm not doing that. Okay. Size 5'2", 5'3", one's 27, one's in his 30s, 14-0, 7 knockouts. The kid has never fought a 12-rounder before, okay? What does that tell you? He's fought a 10-rounder. Having never fought a 12-rounder shows me that, he's in the stepping up area of his career. Who's he beating? Domingo fought in New Mexico, won a unanimous decision, won every round. Herrera, 10-3, won every round. And then not much. Not a lot. I'm pretty sure this fight's at 108. Where's this fight going down at? This fight's at Fly. 12, 15. I just don't think that I think that Bomba Gonzalez's pedigree, his world-class experience is going to be too much for Perez. I don't think Perez is on his level. I can look past the 4 losses by knockout, man. I can. Princess Alasquaga, the only loss of recent memory. This is a world champion. Alasquaga is a legit guy. One of my favorite fighters to watch, La Princesa. So that's where I'm at on that. Jordan talking about the rib injury. I'm thinking TR gets a stoppage. Guys, we're an hour and 40 minutes in, and there's 50 of you in here. I say thank you. Like the video. Subscribe. It's 10:38. I'm checking. Has the game started? The game starts in 3 minutes, so I'm going to lock it up here shortly. I had distance for that fight because I'm a little shaky on anything else. It's okay. Big Kappa. Are we talking about Kappa two-stepping? 2 of my best friends in college were Kappas. Miami of Ohio. I went to Pitt. They went to Miami of Ohio. And then one went to Bowling Green. I'm sorry, Martinez by stoppage was plus 550 KO. Yeah, that's right. You want it? Cardenas. So which way you going? Best way? Yes. Yes. Hell no. La Tortita at 19 years old only has 20 pro rounds. 5'2". The Turkish hammer is going to destroy her. Illegal matchmaking Tortina. Tellez is in trouble in this fight. Too much too soon. I've got Hoskin. I'm not getting that fight. Oh, hook it. Yep. Derek can hold out of that king on the same payday. I have sugar by knockout. I'm less confident on. Great. This is why we play the game, Mike. Mike from Melbourne. Mike from Melbourne. Mike from Melb's in the house. That's why we play the game. For tomorrow, Uno knockout. Yep, Matthew knockout. If you're greedy, Uno. Get him, Eddie. They ain't ready for you. Yes, we're doing a Breaking Bad stream tomorrow at 11 a.m. I'll have to set it up, but he's already booked in. So tomorrow we're doing a UFC only live stream. This time tomorrow with Nick from Breaking Bad. Gonna sprinkle bam points, but I like the over better. Yep, my big money bet, the biggest I'm going this weekend is the over 5.5. So when the over 5.5 hits, your boy will be happy. We definitely need that Breaking Bad stream, especially for this UFC white card. Yeah, he's coming. Tomorrow, boys. You know I listen. Man, you know I listen to you. Seems like they're trying to get these favorites to get a knockout. Yes. Yes. This is like the archetypal how to manufacture or build stars. You have your promotion, you manufacture fighters through favorable matchups, and then you eventually grow them in from prospects to contenders on your cards. And then when that contender becomes a legit world contender, you could take them to a bigger card and you get a piece of that money, that pocket money. And hopefully that your fighter performs at the high level. Shout out to Eye the Tiger, though. We've won a lot of money on them. You're forgetting Golden Boy Boxing, anything that having guys. Yeah, Golden. We can do a whole live stream on the politics of promotional companies, the betting politics of promotional companies. You know who's at the top of my list that is a really tough bet? Zuffa Boxing's a tough bet. Don't get it twisted. The only bet I had on last weekend was of the Zuffa. I avoided the CBS Rizicki fight. I had Massey. I had Massey as my dog, and things were going our way until they weren't. That was another one that lost. I can't believe you took Massey as your dog. I'm like, the fuck? He knocked him down twice, motherfucker, and we got him at plus money. I can't. You stupid. You is so dumb for real. I can't believe you took Massey as your dog out here. What are you talking about, dude? He was plus money. He was winning until he wasn't winning. This is boxing. Zuffa is a tough one to figure out because it's new. And they don't give a shit about their prospects. They just blender their prospects up. What's your thoughts on Roofy Chandler most likely outcome? Roofy stoppage. Chandler has no fight IQ. Did you see Derevyanchenko Jalil? Is that real? No, dude, nobody would. Sergey Derevyanchenko is a freaking tough night at the office. That's why nobody wants to fight him, even though he's 58 years old now. Jalil Hackett, another one of these young prospects who does not get paired up nice. Like he's in some. That's a tough fight. Boy, Derevyanchenko is a nightmare. Woo! Is that official? Topology way better in my opinion for boxing. I've been telling you to use Brave browser. All ads are blocked. Great. I'm a slow. Eventually I'll move on. Rudy, Brave browser. You know I'm stubborn. All right, boys. See you. Catch you. Catch you. All right, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Let's get this money.